want Utah to be a place where everyone feels welcome.
Now at 9, Governor Cox speaking at a Juneteenth event. We're going to have more on that story just ahead. Plus, how a car and bike show helped raise awareness for veteran suicides right here in Utah. And a breakthrough for the COVID-19 vaccine, why it took so long for FDA advisors to approve it for kids as young as 6 months old.
Live, we're there for you. ABC4 News starts now.
Hey, good evening. It's great to have you with us on this Saturday night. I'm Nick McGurk.
And I'm Lena Takada. Thanks for joining us. We begin with our state's wildfire season. Crews are battling 2 large fires fueled by high winds. This is along I-80 near the shore of the Great Salt Lake. The first of those was the Lakeshore Fire, which started yesterday north of Lake Point in Tooele County. Crews battling the blaze overnight now have it 90% contained. Luckily, it didn't grow in that time, but the fire has burned 400 acres. Meanwhile, just 10 miles away, the Cypress Fire continues to burn. More than 230 acres have been destroyed near the junction of I-80 and SR 201. Crews have it 85% contained, but 201 is still closed to work on power lines. It started last night, a few hours after the Lakeshore Fire. At one point, the flames jumped the roadway and threatened the Rio Tinto Kennecott smelter.
Just wild conditions out there. Let's check in with meteorologist Doug Iverson now for your first pinpoint weather forecast.
Thank you there, guys. It's crazy the wind we've had out there today. But good news, it's backing off quite a bit. Poke our head outside. Oh, the flag's barely moving. I think a couple of times I thought we were going to lose the flag. It was so windy out there. Of course, that's here at the ABC4 studios, the Colonial flag. A little cloudy out there. We've had sprinkles of rain. And boy, did we have the wind out there today. Wind gusts as high as 86 miles per hour. This is just east of Logan Peak. You might be familiar with the area. Wow, 86 miles per hour. In Providence, which is near Logan Peak, we had a wind gust of 61. Near Draper, 68. Sandy, 63. Salt Lake City Airport, 58 miles per hour. Cedar City, Southern Utah, oh yeah, you got wind too today, 58 miles per hour. So no wonder it was so dusty out there. Just a big problem as far as wind speeds. Wind speeds right now, though, has backed off quite a bit. Salt Lake City, barely a breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Still some areas, we'll call it windy. Delta, you're at 22 miles per hour. Temperatures right now, still kind of warm. We're 81 in Salt Lake City. Logan, though, we'll take that 75. And wow, look at Evanston, 58 for current temperature there. St. George, you're at 85. Looks like St. George will be cooler than you were last night with a low of 61. Salt Lake City, we were in the 70s last night. Tonight, 60, and the wind backing off. We'll take a look at the forecast for the latter half of the weekend coming up.
Okay, thank you, Doug. Today, Utahns are celebrating Juneteenth around the state. And this year, Juneteenth has an extra special meaning, being recognized as a state holiday for the first time. ABC4's Kayla Baggerly joining us from the newsroom this evening. And Kayla, you went to one of these celebrations. What are people saying?
Yeah, Nick, one of those events was the Utah Juneteenth Freedom and Heritage Festival, where a lot of people were saying they're glad to see that it's now a state-recognized holiday. It was complete with food, presentations, and live performances. All this for Juneteenth, which celebrates when in Texas the last enslaved people were informed of their freedom in 1865, following the Emancipation Proclamation 2 years before. Ahead of the holiday tomorrow, people are commemorating this event over 150 years later. Today at the Ogden Amphitheater, state officials and community organizers discussing the journey it took to make Juneteenth recognized. Governor Cox saying this is a step forward in the right direction.
It's a great opportunity for us to learn more about each other, to get proximate, to come together in a powerful way.
If you missed the Freedom and Heritage Festival, it will continue into tomorrow, and we'll also have a list of other Juneteenth events you can attend Sunday or Monday on our website at abc4.com. Reporting live in the newsroom, Kayla Baggerly, ABC4 News.
Thanks, Kayla. Also happening in Ogden today, a Utah nonprofit raising awareness for veterans' mental health struggles. Operation Zero Utah, or OP0, hosting a car and bike show today at Talisman Brewing. Live music, food trucks, and an auction all taking place at the event, along with a mental health professional to speak to people in attendance.
If we know what to watch for and we keep doing what we need to do, we're going to help curb that veteran suicide down more and more.
Operation Zero hopes to raise more awareness about veteran suicides in Utah and bring the staggering numbers down to zero.
And in Davis County, another fire in Layton causes over $1 million in damage. Take a look at these pictures the Layton Fire Department shared on Facebook. Crews got the call early this morning about a fire that started in an RV on the west side of town. The flames spread to 2 homes there. Crews from North Davis Fire and Hill Air Force Base joined in to get it under control in 45 minutes. The cause is under investigation.
To southern Utah now, state troopers are investigating a deadly crash there. It happened this morning on SR 191 south of Moab. This is near the Yellow Circle Road camping area. Now the Utah Highway Patrol posting these pictures. This is of the crash on Twitter. State troopers say Ford F-350 heading north. It was pulling in a horse trailer, crossed the center line, and then it hit a Ram 1500 heading south. The woman driving the Ram was killed on scene. Now a man and the child in the Ford are in the hospital this evening, but they are expected to make it. Troopers think drowsiness may have played a role in this crash.
New tonight, Ogden police are investigating the body of a man found near the mouth of Ogden Canyon. Police first got that call last night from a man in the Rainbow Gardens shopping area. Now details about the case are limited, but we know that man found the body walking into the area around 5:30. Police are not identifying the body at this time so they can notify the family. This is a developing story, so we'll have the latest on air and online at abc4.com.
Also new tonight, a missionary serving for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Mexico has died. The missionary was in a bike accident and then later died from his injuries. Now we're told this missionary was wearing a helmet but wasn't able to complete a turn at the bottom of a steep hill. There were some slippery conditions, we're told. The missionary, who was from Mexico, was serving in the Mexico City East Mission since March of 2021.
The Summit County Sheriff's Office asking for help in finding a missing man. Jesse Lee Fredrickson was last seen in the Camas area on June 11th and in Box Elder County later that day. He's 52 years old, 5'6", and weighs around 180 pounds. His truck, a white Ford with a Utah license plate reading V761LG, is also missing. If you have any information, please call the Summit County Sheriff's Office at the number listed below.
Covering the coronavirus tonight, CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky has signed off on Pfizer and Moderna vaccines for children as young as 6 months old. Now, shipments of both Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, they're expected to begin this weekend in a push to vaccinate the last group of Americans to get that green light. Here's ABC's Ike Joki now with details.
The CDC's panel of independent advisors voting unanimously in favor of recommending both Moderna and Pfizer COVID vaccines for kids 6 months and older.
We have more information than we often have with other vaccines. Anyone making an important decision about anything, especially for their children, wants to consider that balance. This infection kills children, and we have an opportunity to prevent that.
Shots could go into arms early next week. On Friday, the FDA's Committee of Independent Experts voted unanimously to approve emergency use authorization of both vaccines for young children.
Both of these vaccines have been authorized with science and safety at the forefront of our minds.
Pfizer's vaccine is a 3-shot series, 1/10 the size of the adult dose. The company's early data showed it was 80% effective in preventing symptomatic COVID. Moderna's vaccine is 2 shots, 1/4 of the size of the adult dose. Early data showed it was about 40 to 50% effective at preventing mild infections.
I want to keep him safe from severe COVID, from hospitalization.
But a poll conducted back in April shows just 18% of parents of children under 5 say they plan to get them vaccinated against COVID-19 right away.
My child already had COVID. I know his immune system has antibody response.
The FDA and CDC say recovering from COVID may only offer a limited amount of protection for a limited time. Vaccines increase that protection, and that's why they're recommended. Ike Joki, ABC News, Washington.
Today, thousands of people are celebrating World Refugee Day. It's the first in-person celebration of the day since before the pandemic. Refugees from around the world and thousands of members from the community came together Friday and Saturday to celebrate in Big Cottonwood Regional Park in Mill Creek. Refugees showcased their culture and heritage through art, food, dress, and entertainment. World Refugee Day is celebrated annually across the world, including in Utah. to recognize the contributions refugees make to our communities.
People hear about refugees and have their own ideas, and here's an opportunity to really learn more about who are refugees and see the different ways they can contribute to our culture and meet people here who are just enjoying themselves and a part of our state.
Nearly 60,000 refugees currently live in Utah from countries all around the world.
Beautiful Saturday to get outside, a little bit windy, of course, and people in Murray, they did just that. They got moving for a good cause. The group is called Zero Cancer Run. They came to town for a fundraising event at the Wheeler Historic Farm this morning. All of this is to put an end to prostate cancer. Now, hundreds of people running a 5K or walking a mile to raise funds for the group and its patient support programs. Runners and families, they group back up afterward for a party in the park. Organizers and survivors really sharing their experiences, highlighting the importance of so much support.
We get to have men who've beaten this disease come out and celebrate with their families as part of Father's Day. And all of a sudden we have a friendship relationship, you know, more than beyond a doctor-patient relationship.
You're listening to Dr. Fisher there, not just walking to support his patients, but his own father, an 85-year-old cancer survivor. He and other speakers there emphasizing the importance of prostate cancer awareness and that men get checked. This event raising more than $62,000.
And in Salt Lake City, the mayor joined the British consulate for a celebration in Liberty Park. That's where the consulate held its annual British Field Day Car and Bike Show. This year, in honor of Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee, Mayor Aaron Mendenhall and consulate staff planted an oak tree. That tree, just one of many planted around the world as part of the Queen's Green Canopy campaign.
I think this occasion of planting a tree for Her Majesty the Queen is a testament of the resilience of nature, our support to help nature become more resilient, as well as the Queen's resilience.
And fitting with the spirit of international cooperation, the tree planted was a hybrid English and American oak tree. And new tonight, the groundbreaking ceremony for the Smithfield, Utah Temple of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints took place today. Elder Quentin I. Cook and Elder Gray E. Stevenson of the Quorum of the 12 were in attendance, both natives of Cache County, where the new temple will be built. This is the second temple to be built in Cache County, along with the Logan, Utah Temple.
All right, let's take a look at this. Snowbird sharing the photo of the new blue tram mounted to the hangar. They say the work isn't quite done yet, but they're on schedule to start scenic tram rides on July 15th. Both new cabin trams will be operating throughout the winter season. Coming up in this newscast, the latest on a mass shooting in Alabama. How a churchgoer eventually tackled the 75-year-old suspect. Plus, Yellowstone sharing plans on what they're going to do to reopen. See how soon you can get back to enjoying the park just devastated by floods.
And a live look outside, looking pretty cloudy, still dusty out there. I'll have your all-important pinpoint forecast coming up.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast. Weather Rate certified 11 years in a row.
And welcome back, meteorologist Doug Iverson joining us now.
Doug, it was a real windy day out there today.
Yeah, the wind was something else out there. Now we're starting to see a little bit of rain in spots, so we can always use that moisture, or that part of the weather, that's for sure these days. Awfully dry out there. Red flag warnings will be going to bed here real soon. High wind warnings, wind advisories will be going to bed. That means less wind over the next several days. Just what the doctor ordered, huh? We can use a lot less wind around here. Comfortably cooler. Maybe that's what the doctor just ordered too. We're talking temperatures anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees cooler than they were yesterday. And then there's another chance of rain as we go back to work and maybe school for some of us on Monday. Strong cold front slicing through the Beehive State. That's one of the reasons why we've had a ton of wind today. But as it continues to progress eastward, the winds will continue to die down overnight. We got some clearing off towards the west, a few clouds, some moisture, and we are seeing some rain in a few spots. We'll call it widely scattered rain showers. Not a lot of accumulation right now. I think if we get any serious accumulation, and I'm using that word seriously or serious loosely here, it would be over south central Utah. And some thunderstorms between Moab and Mount Blanding. That will continue to trek towards the northeast. Generally just a light sprinkle up and down the Wasatch Front tonight. And then tomorrow, well, much better day out there for the latter half of the weekend. This is the better part of the weekend, I think, especially if you don't like the hot wind we've been having to deal with lately. A low in Salt Lake City, 60, 76 for high tomorrow. How's that? Today we were in the mid-90s, so almost 20 degrees cooler. And look at Elko. There's a chance of rain there during the day with a high of only 66, certainly cooler than it has been. Ely, you're at 61. Tonight, 35 degrees. That's certainly getting down there. Vernal, you're at 60. Could see some thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of 80. Moab, still kind of hot. 91, but maybe not quite as hot as you were just a day or two ago. Elsewhere on the map, Park Valley, 66, a chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Generally for the Wasatch Front, we'll see a nice mix of clouds and sunshine, and the wind, well, cakewalk by comparison. 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts maybe up around 25, 30. About half the wind speeds we've had today. Evanston, 70 tomorrow, not too shabby. You'll start your day off with a low of 54 for your Sunday. We'll start our day off in East Carbon at 62, warm up to 76. Green River, you're in the upper 80s, still kind of warm, but even you will also cool off a bit. Blanding, speaking of cooler, 79 for high. And then it looks like your low tomorrow morning, waking up to 59 degrees. Lake Powell, 90. But St. George out of the 90s. And it looks like Bryce Canyon only in the 60s tomorrow. St. George, though, you'll start warming up again. Oh, summer's not quite here. Officially, it starts on Tuesday. And look how it gets hot again. We're back in the triple digits on Wednesday. Keep those triple digits around in the last weekend of June. Wow. Blowing through, literally blowing through June pretty fast here. Wasatch Front. Cooler tomorrow, clouds and sunshine. Even cooler on Monday. Wow, 73. That's actually below average, by the way. And then the first official day of summer, 84. We'll tack on about another 10 degrees or so to the high. It gets even hotter as we get towards the weekend. By next Saturday, another day in the triple digits. Dick?
All right, thanks, Doug. Let's talk about sports now. RSL playing tonight, Wes. They've had a little bit of a break.
Been a while, yeah. They had a couple of weeks off. RSL trying to keep the good mojo flowing at home, taking on San Jose. We'll update that game. And Tampa Bay Lightning caught in an avalanche, the Colorado Avalanche. Highlights of Game 2 from the Stanley Cup coming up next in sports.
Time now for ABC4 News Sports with Wesley Ruff.
After a 2-week break, Real Salt Lake is back on the home pitch tonight, hosting the San Jose Earthquakes. RSL has been really good at home so far this year. Might have been a little rust after not playing for a couple of weeks. The match just wrapping up right now, and here is how it looks. They are in the second half. About the 80th minute, and RSL has just scored a goal. Marcelo Silva got the first goal about 22 minutes into the contest, and then Jefferson Savarino picks up his first goal since returning to RSL. So RSL leads it 2-0 with about 10 minutes left in that match. And Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Colorado Avalanche and the two-time defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning. You saw it live right here on ABC4, and it was a good one. If you're an Avalanche fan, for the second game in a row, the Avs jumped out to the big lead less than 3 minutes in the game. Valeri Nichushkin lights the lamp on the deflection. It's 1-0 Colorado. 5 minutes later, they get another one on the break. Josh Manson fires it in. He scores. It's 2-0. And 6 minutes after that, Andrei Rakowski from the angle puts the biscuit in the basket. Goal. 3-0 Colorado. First period. Second period, they get more. The Lightning can't clear the puck. The Avs make them pay. Nichushkin gets his second goal of the game. It's 4-0. They had a couple more. It was 5-0 after the 2 periods, and Colorado wins Game 2 easily. 7-0, the second biggest shutout margin of victory in Stanley Cup Finals history. Game 3 coming up Monday night right here on ABC4. It was moving day at the United States Open Golf Championship. Most of the players were moving backwards. 23 players started the day under par, only 9 under par when the day ended. Tough third round at the Country Club in Brookline, Mass. Will Zalatoris got off to a hot start, though. The long birdie putt, rolls it in. He shot a 67. He's 4 under through 3 rounds. The shot of the day came from Scottie Scheffler. Third shot on the par 5 8th hole, hits on the green, spins back, and goes in for the eagle. Scheffler 6 under par before struggling on the back 9. Matt Fitzpatrick from England got it to 5 under par with this birdie on 17. But then he bogeyed 18. He's at 4 under par. Jon Rahm, the defending champ, birdied 3 of his 4 holes on the back 9. Had the lead at 5 under par, but then on 18, second shot out of the bunker. It hits the face of the bunker and comes right back to him. Yikes, he double bogeyed that hole. He's at 3 under, alone in third place. Will Zalatoris and Matt Fitzpatrick tied for the lead at -4. As we look at the scoreboard, Rahm had a chance. He is the defending champ, won last year at Torrey Pines. Keegan Bradley, Scottie Scheffler among those tied for 4th. And the Salt Lake Bees on the road tonight playing a double dip at Albuquerque. Bees up 1-0, but not for long. Shot to deep center field for Albuquerque, and Sierra trips on the hill. That allows a run to score for the Isotopes. Ties the game at 1. Later, a shot into left field. Harrison of the Bees dives for it. Can't come up with it. Another run scores for Albuquerque. The Bees hurting themselves all game long. The catcher with a throw down to third. It goes all the way into left field. Here comes another run. The Bees have made a move. They are now trailing in Game 1, 5-4 in the 6th inning of play. Game 2 will start immediately after that one. And a lot going on today in sports. U.S. Open and that Stanley Cup. And RSL looks like they're going to pick up another win at home.
Well, that's great news. And then Scheffler is in the mix, and he just had an insane stretch of golf.
Yeah, he's been playing really, really well this year. Won the Masters, of course, earlier this year.
Okay, thank you, Wes.
And still ahead, lyrics landing rappers in hot water. How a star-studded criminal case is raising big First Amendment questions.
Plus, don't forget, staying informed has never been easier. ABC4 News is there for you. We're talking about that QR code on your screen if you want breaking and streaming news. You can just download the ABC4 News app. All you do is scan that QR code on the screen.
You're watching ABC4 News.
Welcome back. In national news, new details on the deadly shooting at an Alabama church this week. Just this morning, we learned a third victim has died. Police identifying the three who died as Bart Rainey, Sarah Yeager, and Jane Pounds. The church hosted a potluck dinner Thursday night when police say the suspect who was in attendance opened fire. The community of Vestavia Hills still in shock.
It absolutely was staggeringly horrific when gunshots rang out. I didn't realize it was gunshots.
Bart Rainey is just one of the kindest people that you can imagine. He always offers me rides if I need to go somewhere.
75-year-old Robert Finley Smith is being held without bond for capital murder. Seen in the photo with a black eye, police say it was someone at the event who took Smith down.
Now to former President Trump, publicly responding to the January 6 hearings, harsh words about the committee and his former vice president as Trump spoke to a gathering of religious conservatives. ABC's Mary Alice Parks now has more from Capitol Hill.
This was the reality on January 6th of last year. Thousands of protesters surging towards the Capitol, coordinated violence. Hundreds breaking in, breaking windows, trashing the seat of government and threatening lives. Despite all of it, the former president yesterday hoping his supporters would believe an alternate reality instead.
January 6th, it was a simple protest. It got out of hand.
Trump claimed falsely it was only a small number of people rioting that day. And even though hundreds of law enforcement officers were hurt, he said he would seriously consider pardons for those charged in the attack should he become president again. The former president making these comments after the select committee investigating the attack cited chilling new details this week, like how the rioters got within 40 feet of the vice president that day, and details in a recent court filing underscoring that Pence's life was in danger.
A confidential informant from the Proud Boys told the FBI that the Proud Boys would have killed Mike Pence if given a chance.
But more than a year later, Trump continued his election lies and attacked his former vice president last night again.
Mike Pence had a chance to be great. He had a chance to be, frankly, historic.
Over and over, members of Trump's own White House told the select committee they knew the vice president could not, after the election, legally and single-handedly reject the election results certified by the states like Trump wanted. But the former president pleaded and asked Pence to do it anyway to keep him in office. His attacks against Pence animating the mob.
Mike Pence, I hope you're going to stand up for the good of our Constitution and for the good of our country. And if you're not, I'm going to be very disappointed in you.
Secret Service so worried about Pence's physical safety on January 6th, they tried to get Pence to leave the Capitol, sheltering him in this underground parking garage. Pence's senior counsel testifying that he would not leave.
The vice president did not want to take any chance that the world would see the vice president of the United States fleeing the United States Capitol.
Mr. Jacob, did Donald Trump ever call the vice president to check on his safety?
He did not.
The committee says in hearings this week they plan to show how the Trump team tried to pressure state officials, state legislatures, to try to get them to go along with election lies and reject ballots, reject election results. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
And Yellowstone National Park announcing plans to start letting tourists back in following this week's devastating flooding. Rangers plan to reopen 3 entrances to the South Loop Wednesday morning. The park plans to limit access based on the last digit of your license plate. Odd numbers will be able to enter on odd days of the month and even numbers on even days. The North Loop is still closed due to flood damage.
And in Florida, a deadly boat crash is under investigation. The Coast Guard says 2 people were killed, 10 others had to be rescued after a nighttime boat crash. This near Key Biscayne, Florida.
They found that 2 boats had collided, a 21-foot vessel and a roughly 30-foot to 31-foot vessel with approximately 12 people.
Here's what we know. The Coast Guard saying in a statement that it was notified of the collision around 10:30 p.m. Friday by a person involved. The Coast Guard station Miami Beach and Miami-Dade Fire, they rescued 2 bodies. They say the 10 people rescued were sent to 2 different hospitals and at least 2 of them were critically injured. Authorities didn't release any specifics on what led up to this crash. being investigated, by the way, by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
And President Joe Biden fell off his bike, stopping to greet people in Delaware this morning. A nearby reporter captured the moment on her phone in Cape Henlopen. Secret Service agents rushed in to help the president up, and the president told the group he was fine, saying he just caught his foot on the pedal. White House representatives later confirmed Biden was uninjured and did not require medical attention. And White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has tested positive for COVID-19. The White House announcing today that Sullivan tested positive for the virus earlier today. Sullivan has frequent contact with President Joe Biden, and he was last in contact with the president early in the week. That's according to a senior administration official who spoke on condition of anonymity. The official says Sullivan has been keeping his distance from Biden after a couple of people he had been in close contact with tested positive for the virus.
Now we'll look at how some prosecutors are using rap lyrics to build their cases against hip-hop artists charged with crimes. It's bringing up the question over what's protected under the First Amendment, and ABC's Ashan Singh now has more.
They're two of the biggest names in hip-hop. Atlanta rappers Gunna and Young Thug, responsible for dozens of chart-topping hits. But this morning, they find themselves at the center of a controversial debate in court. Should rap lyrics be used as evidence in the courtroom?
I told her stop telling that thing she seen and told her meet me at the Ritz.
Earlier this year, Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, and Sergio Kitchens, known as Gunna, were arrested for allegedly participating in street gang activities and violating RICO law, accusing the men of using YSL, the Young Slime Life gang, to create havoc in our community. The group's YSL name, incidentally, also the name of Young Thug's record label. The rapper's lyrics, one piece of evidence prosecutors are using in the indictment.
I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that body.
The prosecution citing lyrics like that in the indictment as proof of criminal conspiracy.
I was also surprised at the extent to which lyrics seemed to be a part of the prosecution and part of their early argument that he is involved in criminal activity.
But a growing petition, backed by big music industry names, has now received more than 40,000 signatures, pleading with prosecutors not to criminalize rap lyrics and protect black art. But some prosecutors argue there are no legal protections against using artistic speech of criminal activity in the courtroom.
The First Amendment does not protect people from prosecutors using it as evidence if it is such.
This as the New York State Legislature advances a first-of-its-kind bill pushed by Jay-Z and other hip-hop artists that would limit the use of rap lyrics in court as crime evidence. Though legal experts say there is strong precedent for the use of rap lyrics as courtroom evidence.
If there are facts in real life that hold a very close nexus to the lyrics that he articulated in that rap song, then he may have a very serious problem.
Some artists worried about what this means for rap's future.
And if we allow the courts to prosecute these men based on characters they've created and stories of pretend that they tell in rhyme, then next they'll be at your door.
Young Thug and Gunna are facing racketeering charges. Their attorneys told ABC News that they are innocent. Industry experts concerned about what they say is unfair targeting of rap lyrics as opposed to other music genres.
Rap music is the only fictional form, musical or otherwise, that is targeted this way in the courts.
Is it racist?
It's absolutely racist. Essentially what's happening is rap music is being denied the status of art.
And coming up, more groans at the airport as severe weather cancels thousands of flights this week. Couple this with the staffing shortage. It's a nightmare for passengers. What to do if your flight is delayed or canceled. And how leaders in Fresno are helping low-income families navigate the expensive housing market.
Although it was pretty windy out there, not quite as hot today. St. George, we didn't hit the hundreds. We were in the mid-90s. Looks like it'll continue its downward trend. We'll talk forecast next.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast. Weather Rate certified 11 years in a row.
Welcome back, and now let's take a look at the weather with meteorologist Doug Iverson.
Doug, selfishly asking here, what is Father's Day looking like tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a big thumbs up for tomorrow. Today, man, that wind was something else. Nice thing, though, about today's weather, I don't know if you noticed this or not, it wasn't quite as hot as yesterday. If you remember yesterday, we hit 101 in Salt Lake City. Today, 93. Still above average. We started off really warm, 74 this morning. That is so warm, it broke the record for the warmest low temperature for June 18th. So impressive there for nighttime. Typically, we're only at 60. We're going to see a temperature pretty close to that tonight. There's our records, 102 on this date. We can keep that back in 1940. And we dipped all the way down to 37 on this date in 1928. Weather for you headlines. Less wind tomorrow, we'll take it. Comfortably cooler, we'll take that as well. There is a chance of rain. We got some few spittings of rain out there right now, some light showers. I think we could get some rain maybe Monday as we head back to work, and then heating right back up as we officially get into the summer season. So one of the reasons why we had all the wind today, a very strong cold front. Jet stream right along that cold front, so we get a lot of that wind down here on the ground. Jet stream several miles above the ground, where the winds can blow generally 100 to 150 miles per hour. We didn't have that, but we did see gusts as high as 90 miles per hour in the mountains over southwestern Utah. So this cold front will continue its trek eastward overnight. We'll get some sunshine tomorrow. Parts of Nevada could get some showers during the day, but certainly a lot cooler than it has been, and we'll get rid of a lot of those high winds. So good news there. A few showers still popping up on the radar map over eastern Utah. Some isolated shower activity along the Wasatch Front. We'll see that off and on throughout the night. Not expecting much in the way of accumulation. Unfortunately, it'd be nice to get a little dousing of rain, but it's just not in the deck of cards. Could see some rain in Elko tomorrow, so a chance for you. Look at your high. Wow, 66 degrees. We'll start the day off in Logan at 53, 74 below average. Wow. Provo 75, 72 in Cedar City. Still got a 90 or 2 on the map. Lake Powell, you're right at 90. Elsewhere on the map, Park City. Wow, get out your light jacket. Could see some showers and thunderstorms east of Park City in the afternoon. We'll start off your day, your Sunday at 48. A little cooler in Heber, you're at 46. You'll get a little warmer than Park City with a high of 73. And it looks like Emory, you're at 76. Richfield also 76. So basically cooler all over the place. There is a risk of thunderstorms, of course, tonight in Vernal and again tomorrow, especially in the afternoon. High temperature down compared to where it was today, 80 degrees. And even cooler in Monticello. Wouldn't be surprised if we see showers and thunderstorms there tomorrow. And Blanding, not even 80, 79. Kanab, wow, 78 degrees, not horsing around about the cooler. St. George tomorrow, 86. As we look ahead into the week, yeah, things definitely get heated up again. We're back in the 90s on Monday. St. George, first official day of summer. We have the summer solstice early Tuesday morning. Almost 100. We're right back in the hundreds and then some on Wednesday. We'll keep those triple digits around into the last weekend of June. Wasatch Front. Okay, I'm liking tomorrow temperature-wise, 73, maybe a little bit cooler as a matter of fact. Look at the low tomorrow night, 50, with a chance of rain. First day of summer, I guess it's appropriate. We start warming up again, and then the 90s return on Wednesday, and we'll see triple digits next Saturday. Nick?
All right, thanks, Doug.
And in consumer news, severe weather and staffing shortages are complicating a busy travel weekend. After hundreds of delays and cancellations on Thursday and Friday, travelers are dealing with a third day of chaos at airports nationwide.
Yeah, at least 3,000 U.S. flights delayed. More than 770 have been canceled. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert now with details.
For the third day in a row, air travelers across the country are dealing with delays and cancellations.
The first notification said your flight's delayed. The very second text was, actually, it's canceled.
By early Saturday afternoon, hundreds of U.S. flights were delayed and canceled, according to FlightAware. This comes on the heels of more than 1,400 U.S. flight cancellations on Friday, thousands more delayed. The hardest hit airports, Boston, Charlotte, all New York City area airports, as well as Dallas and Atlanta.
We sat on the tarmac here for 2 hours because there was no gate.
Some of this travel chaos is due in part to pilot and air traffic control staffing shortages, leading to fewer flights and longer lines. Many flights were also grounded as severe weather pushed through the Northeast on Thursday, causing a ripple effect of cancellations and delays.
The industry is just stretched to the breaking point, and instead of bending when something bad happens, it just snaps and falls apart.
The number of travelers is also on the rise, especially as the summer travel season kicks into high gear. The TSA says it screened more than 2.4 million travelers nationwide on Friday. That's the highest checkpoint volume since the Sunday after Thanksgiving in 2021. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg met with airline executives earlier this week to discuss how to prevent widespread cancellations and delays ahead of the July 4th holiday. Sources tell ABC News Buttigieg stressed airlines must improve customer service and reliability. Also this weekend, the International Air Transport Association is holding its annual conference, and there will be some top airline executives there. Got to think all this travel mess will be a top priority. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Thanks, Andrew. Another shipment of baby formula has arrived here in the United States. Vice President Kamala Harris met the shipment at the D.C. airport yesterday, saying while there's been progress on the shortage, there's still work to do. This comes amid production delays at the Michigan plant. The formula maker Abbott just reopened to combat the shortage. And city leaders in Fresno are they're trying out a new program to help poor families navigate a red-hot housing market. The mayor yesterday announcing grants for 3% of a home's price tag for families below the income limit. The city will pay up to $10,000 on eligible homes, of which there are more than 200 in town. The city is teaming up with Bank of America, and they say these grants do not have to be repaid once the sale closes.
And more than 100 employees of an Apple store in a Baltimore suburb says they have voted to unionize by nearly 2-to-1 margin. They join a growing push across U.S. tech, retail, and service industries to organize. A union statement says the workers voted 65-33 today to unionize via the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers. That vote outcome could not immediately be confirmed with the National Labor Relations Board. There was no immediate comment from Apple.
How about a traffic alert for you tonight? The biggest show in town is happening tonight at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Of course, we're talking about country superstar Garth Brooks, returning to Salt Lake City after only 11 months. A little pause there. And then yesterday and tonight, 2 sold-out shows. Now, thousands of people, they have piled into Rice-Eccles Stadium. ABC4 got the opportunity to chat with Garth about the moments that really led him to add this second show this time around.
So they call me and they go, it's gone. I go, you got to be kidding me. And the same time the last one was. I said, you got to be kidding me. And we have as many people left over. It's like, you got to be kidding me. So I went on socials that night. I just picked a couple people and just had the conversation with them. Sweetest people on the planet. And they said, hey, man, we just love you. We just can't get tickets.
Nothing like talking to Garth Brooks on socials, as he says. But yeah, both UDOT and UTA say you should plan ahead for delays when this show is letting out tonight. And to help, by the way, UTA providing extra track services and free rides this weekend.
And Snow Basin is officially open for the summer. The resort welcomed people back to the slopes yesterday with a wide offering of outdoor fun. Visitors have the chance to mini golf, hike, and bike through the mountains while enjoying the warm weather. And starting tomorrow for Father's Day, Snow Basin is bringing back their Blues, Brews, and Barbecue outdoor concert series. Tickets for those wanting to enjoy the tunes are going for $10. And in Salt Lake County, the small, quiet community of Daybreak is dealing with an issue gaining national attention. Neighbors tell us a bird has been terrorizing them for weeks. Here's how they are. Our Jordan Burroughs dealing with the gangsta goose.
We are being held hostage by this goose.
He sits only about 18 inches off the ground and weighs maybe 10 pounds.
Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. Oh my gosh, that's almost...
But those metrics don't matter when Gangsta Goose is on the loose.
I hear him squawking. Oh, there he goes. Whoa. Oh my gosh. One morning I came out and the duck began terrorizing me, and I ran back to the house. One of my shoes came off. At one point on another event, I almost broke my arm on my porch.
John and Narlene Cannon say the goose staked out in their backyard for weeks and frightened them and their neighbors.
Here comes the next victim. This isn't going to end well.
It took almost a week for them to realize what was going on.
We now know how to get out of our house.
As you can see here, John would wear a snowsuit and a motorcycle helmet and also carry a large umbrella just to scare off Gangsta. It might have been a little much.
I started to see my ancestors for a moment.
And he'd come in for your head. Like, he literally comes for your head.
They've dive bombed.
But that all changed after the couple figured out the goose's motive.
Once I understood his mission and what he was all about, I started appreciating him. By the time he left for the lake a week ago, I literally was so sad. I missed him.
I cried, actually. I really did.
Neighbors know him as Gangsta Goose, but he's become Protective Goose. Take a walk with me and we'll show you the goose now. Instead of charging at people, he's now watching over these ducklings carefully in daybreak.
Gangster became kind of a symbol for us.
The Kanans, who have been married for 13 years, says Gangsta Goose was one of the best things to happen to them, and they hope this learning lesson resonates with everyone. From refusal and resistance to recognition and respect.
Finally, I started to realize, in this world right now, it's easy to dismiss people. And if we just take a moment to look a little deeper, we might see a goose trying to protect a duck and her egg.
Reporting in daybreak, Jordan Burrows, ABC 4 News.
Wow, that goose was looking very ferocious, but in the end, he was what a gentleman.
Have you ever been attacked by a goose?
Not
They're
personally.
Mean. Oh, they're mean. They'll
You
go
think
after
it's a funny story out there, but then if you're ever in that moment, you're like,
No, it's
I'm
serious.
putting on the suit and I'm grabbing the umbrella.
Have you been attacked by a goose?
Absolutely.
Oh.
They used to have some at Oakcrest down in Spanish Fort Canyon. Go after the patrons all the time.
Oh, wow.
Good stuff. Hey, we got good stuff to talk about, too, because Real Salt Lake trying to keep that good mojo flowing at home. They were taking on San Jose tonight. And the Tampa Bay Lightning got caught in an avalanche, as in the Colorado Avalanche. We got highlights from Game 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs coming up next.
Time now for ABC4 News Sports with Wesley Ruff.
After a 2-week break, Real Salt Lake back on the home pitch tonight, hosting the San Jose Earthquakes. RSL has been really good at home this season, trying to keep that going tonight. Midway through the first period, RSL on the corner kick, and Marcelo Silva with the shot. He buries it, goal, 1-0. Great play by Silva. Ball gets through, and he just boots this thing past the keeper. It's 1-0. The Earthquakes look like they would score, but look at this. McMath on the ground somehow gets his hand on the ball and stops it. Great save there. Second half, more chances for RSL, but the Quakes keeper makes 2 incredible saves right in a row. But in the 80th minute, RSL gets another goal. Jefferson Soberino with his first goal since rejoining the team, and how good is this thing? He kicks it up to himself and then fires it in. goal. RSL wins it 2-0. They are unbeaten at home this year. It's the 6th shutout of the season for RSL, and they are off to the best start in franchise history. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Colorado Avalanche and the two-time defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning. You saw it live right here on ABC4 tonight, and it was a good one if you happen to be a Colorado Avalanche fan. For the second game in a row, the Avs jumped out to a big lead less than 3 minutes into the game. Valeri Nichushkin lights the lamp on the deflection here, 1-0. Then 5 minutes later, they get another goal on the break. Josh Manson fires this thing in. He scores. It's 2-0. And then 6 minutes after that, they get another goal. The shot from the angle. Biscuit goes in the basket. It's a goal. It's 3-0 Colorado after the first period. Second period, they just keep pouring it on. The Lightning can't clear the puck. The Avs make them pay. Nichushkin gets his second goal of the game. It's 4-0. They add another goal to make it 5-0 after 2 periods, and Colorado wins it easily. 7-0. They lead the series 2-0. Game 3 coming up Monday night right here on ABC4. And it was moving day at the United States Open Golf Championship, and most of the players were moving backwards. 23 players started the day under par, but only 9 under par when the day ended. Tough third round at the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts. Will Zalatoris off to a torrid start. Long birdie putt here, rolls it in to start his day. He shot a 67. He's 4 under through 3 rounds. Shot of the day, Scottie Scheffler. Third shot, par 5, 8th hole. This thing hits on the green, spins back, and dives in the hole for an eagle. He was 6 under par before struggling on the back 9. He's now 2 under. Matt Fitzpatrick from England got it to 5 under with this birdie on 17, but then he bogeyed 18, fell back to 4 under. Jon Rahm, the defending champ, birdied 3 of 4 holes on a stretch in the back 9, had the lead at 5 under par, but then on 18, second shot out of the bunker, hits the face of said bunker and comes right back to him. He double bogeyed that hole, so he is now at 3 under par, alone in third place. Zalatoris, Matt Fitzpatrick have the lead at 4 under. Then Rahm, then you've got Keegan Bradley and Scottie Scheffler among those at -2. And the Salt Lake Bees on the road tonight, playing a double dip at Albuquerque. Bees up 1-0 in the first game, but not for long. The shot to deep center field. Sierra trips going up the hill. That allows a run to score for the Isotopes, ties the game at 1. Later, a shot into left. Harrison dives for it, misses it, can't come up with it, and then another run scores for Albuquerque. The Bees just hurting themselves all game long. Catcher with a throw down to third, gets past the third baseman, goes all the way into left field. Here comes another run. Bees were trailing, but they have come back to tie it up in game 1. It's 5-5 in the 7th inning, and game 2 will start immediately after. So just a big, busy day in the world of sports. And how about Real Salt Lake, off to the best start in franchise history?
Big shakeup with the coaching situation last season, right?
Pablo Mastrone has done a great job since taking over that team.
Yeah, and a lot of fans are very excited about that. All right, thank you, Wes. Coming up, people around the country are celebrating Juneteenth, this time as a federal holiday. Why this is a momentous day for Utahns. And massive wildfires continue to burn throughout Utah. Why they caused highways to shut down and left many families without power for hours.
want Utah to be a place where everyone feels welcome.
Now at 10, people around the country are celebrating Juneteenth. This time is a federal holiday. Hear Governor Cox and what he had to say about this new holiday for Utahns.
Plus, how a car and bike show helped raise awareness for veteran suicides in Utah.
And a breakthrough for the COVID-19 vaccine, why it took so long for FDA advisors to approve it for kids as young as 6 months old.
Live, we're there for you. ABC4 News at 10 starts now.
Hey, good evening. Thank you for sticking with us. It is great to have you on this Saturday night. I'm Nick McGurk.
And I'm Lena Takada. Thank you for joining us for ABC4 News at 10. We begin with our state's wildfire season. Crews are battling 2 large fires fueled by high winds. This is along I-80 near the shore of the Great Salt Lake. The first of those was the Lakeshore Fire, which started yesterday north of Lake Point in Tooele County. Crews battling the blaze overnight now have it 90% contained. Luckily, it didn't grow in that time, but the fire has burned 400 acres. And meanwhile, just 10 miles away, the Cypress Fire continues to burn. More than 230 acres have been destroyed near the junction of I-80 and SR 201. Crews have it 85% contained, but 201 is still close to work on power lines. It started last night a few hours after the Lakeshore Fire. At one point, the flames jumped the roadway and threatened the Rio Tinto Kennecott smelter.
All right, let's check in with meteorologist Doug Iverson now. And Doug, we are talking about just some wild wind today.
Yeah, it's just intense out there, the wind speeds, but it's starting to let up. If you've been outside this evening, maybe to walk your dog or your cat, not quite as windy. The flag's still blowing pretty good, but a couple of points today, I thought we were going to lose the flag. It was so windy out there. Of course, this is an ABC4 News studio. Man, just how windy was it? Well, Logan Peak, just east to Providence, 86 miles per hour. That's enough to get your attention. Of course, that's high up. Down low in Providence, you had a wind gust of 61. Near Draper, 68. Sandy, 63. Salt Lake City Airport, 58. Cedar City had a wind gust of 58 miles per hour. Winds have backed off. Barely a breeze in Provo, 7 miles per hour. The windiest spot on this map goes to Lake Powell right now at 28 miles per hour. Temperatures, we're at 78 in Lake Powell. Price, you're at 70. Still trying to hold on to the 80s in Salt Lake City. Wendover, you're already 71, and Elko's got you beat. They're even cooler with a current temperature of 60. Tonight will be cooler than last night. The wind will still have a stiff breeze overnight out of the south, 10 to 20 miles per hour, and we'll call it breezy a little bit, at least in St. George. No doubt cooler than last night with a low of 61. Nick? Lena?
All right, thank you, Doug. This week, Utahns are celebrating Juneteenth around the state, but this year, Juneteenth has an extra special meaning. It's recognized as a state holiday for the first time. This is a year after it was recognized as a federal holiday. ABC4's Kayla Baggerly joining us in the newsroom. And Kayla, people are really gearing up for this Juneteenth.
Yeah, Nick, celebrations have been going on this week and will continue into the next, commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. One of those events was the Utah Juneteenth Freedom and Heritage Festival in Ogden, where many people told me it's incredible to finally see Juneteenth recognized as a state holiday.
Today we're celebrating Juneteenth, Freedom Day, and that's what it's all about, for us to be able to stop, pause, and think about where we've come, where we are today.
Today, a special day as state officials and community organizers discuss the importance of Juneteenth, followed by presentations and live performances to celebrate.
This with a whole bunch of people.
Betty Sawyer, the director of the Project Success Coalition and president of Ogden's NAACP, has been championing for Juneteenth to be recognized as a holiday on a federal and state level for over 3 decades, and says it's wonderful to see it all come into fruition.
I think one of the principal tenets of Juneteenth is not only about celebrating freedom, but for us to be able to come together and reconcile.
House Representative Sandra Hollins, the first African-American woman to serve in the Utah legislature, sponsored the bill to make Juneteenth a state holiday and says this is an important time to create meaningful conversations.
Talk about your family history, talk about American history, talk about our heroes,
and what we have done to not only build the United States, but to build this state up.
Governor Cox emphasizing the significance of learning from one another.
The things that bring us together are far greater than those that tear us apart.
And that Utah recognizing Juneteenth as a step forward in the right direction.
We want Utah to be a place where everyone feels welcome, where everyone feels like they're part of the community. That's what we're trying to do. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting closer every day.
The Freedom and Heritage Festival will continue tomorrow. We'll have more information on that as well as other Juneteenth events on our website at abc4.com. Reporting live in the newsroom, Kayla Baggerly, ABC4 News.
Thank you, Kayla. Also happening in Ogden today, a Utah nonprofit raising awareness for veterans' mental health struggles. Operation Zero Utah, or OP0, hosting a car and bike show today at Talisman Brewing. Now, live music, food trucks, an auction, lots of fun stuff there for this event. It's along with a mental health professional to speak to those in attendance.
If we know what to watch for and we keep doing what we need to do, we're going to help curve that veteran suicide down more and more.
Operation Zero hopes to raise more awareness about veteran suicides in Utah and bring the staggering numbers down to zero.
And in Davis County, another fire in Layton causes over $1 million in damage. Take a look at these pictures the Layton Fire Department shared on Facebook. Crews got the call early this morning about a fire that started in an RV on the west side of town. The flames spread to 2 homes there. Crews from North Davis Fire and Hill Air Force Base joined in to get it under control in 45 minutes. The cause is under investigation.
And in southern Utah, state troopers are investigating a deadly crash there. This happening this morning on SR 191. This is south of Moab, near the Yellow Circle Road camping area. The Utah Highway Patrol posting these pictures of the crash, this on Twitter. State troopers say a Ford F-350 heading north. It was pulling a horse trailer. Well, it crossed the center line and then hit a Ram 1500 heading south. The woman driving the Ram died on scene. A man and a child in the Ford there in the hospital, but they are expected to make it. Troopers think drowsiness may have played a role in this crash.
And new tonight, Ogden police are investigating the body of a man found near the mouth of Ogden Canyon. Police first got the call last night from a man in the Rainbow Gardens shopping area. Now details about the case are limited, but we know that man found the body walking into the area around 5:30. Police are not identifying the body at this time so they can notify the family. This is a developing story, so we'll have the latest on air and online at abc4.com.
Also new tonight, a missionary serving for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Mexico has died. The missionary was in a bike accident, later dying from his injuries. Now, the missionary, Elder Francisco Rene Lamadrid, was wearing a helmet but wasn't able to complete a turn at the bottom of a steep hill, and we're told this was because of some slippery conditions. The missionary, who was from Mexico, was serving in Mexico City East Mission since March of 2021.
The Summit County Sheriff's Office asking for help in finding a missing man. Jesse Lee Fredrickson was last seen in the Camas area on June 11 and in Box Elder County later that day. He's 52 years old, 5'6", and weighs around 180 pounds. His truck, a white Ford with a Utah license plate reading V761LG, is also missing. If you have any information, please call the Summit County Sheriff's Office number listed below.
Let's talk about the coronavirus tonight. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky has signed off on Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. This is for kids as young as 6 months old. Now, shipments of both the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines, they're expected to begin this weekend. This is all a big push to vaccinate just the last group of Americans to get that green light. Here's ABC's Ike Achoki now with details.
The CDC's panel of independent advisors voting unanimously in favor of recommending both Moderna and Pfizer COVID vaccines for kids 6 months and older.
We have more information than we often have with other vaccines. Anyone making an important decision about anything, especially for their children, wants to consider that balance. This infection kills children, and we have an opportunity to prevent that.
Shots could go into arms early next week. On Friday, the FDA's Committee of Independent Experts voted unanimously to approve emergency use authorization of both vaccines for young children.
Both of these vaccines have been authorized with science and safety at the forefront of our minds.
Pfizer's vaccine is a 3-shot series, 1/10 the size of the adult dose. The company's early data showed it was 80% effective in preventing symptomatic COVID. Moderna's vaccine is 2 shots, a quarter of the size of the adult dose. Early data showed it was about 40 to 50% effective at preventing mild infections.
I want to keep him safe from severe COVID, from hospitalization.
But a poll conducted back in April shows just 18% of parents of children under 5 say they plan to get them vaccinated against COVID-19 right away.
My child already had COVID. I know his immune system has antibody response.
The FDA and CDC say recovering from COVID may only offer a limited amount of protection for a limited time. Vaccines increase that protection, and that's why they're recommended. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
And today, thousands of people are celebrating World Refugee Day. It's the first in-person celebration of the day since before the pandemic. Refugees from around the world and thousands of members from the community came together Friday and Saturday to celebrate in Big Cottonwood Regional Park in Mill Creek. Refugees showcase their culture and heritage through art, food, dress, and entertainment. World Refugee Day is celebrated annually across the world, including here in Utah, to recognize the contributions refugees make to our communities.
People hear about refugees and have their own ideas, and here's an opportunity to really learn more about who are refugees and see the different ways they can contribute to our culture and meet people here who are just enjoying themselves and a part of our state.
Nearly 60,000 refugees currently live in Utah from countries all around the world.
Let's talk about Murray and people moving around for a good cause. The group Zero Cancer Run, well, they came to town for a fundraising event at Wheeler Historic Farm this morning. It's all to put an end to prostate cancer. Now, hundreds of people, they ran a 5K or they walked a mile to raise funds for the group and its patient support programs. Runners and families, they grouped back up afterward for a party in the park as organizers and survivors. They shared their experiences, really highlighting the importance of that support.
We get to have men who've beaten this disease come out and celebrate with their families as part of Father's Day. And all of a sudden we have a friendship relationship, you know, more than beyond a doctor-patient relationship.
Dr. Fisher there wasn't just walking to support his patients, but his own dad, an 85-year-old cancer survivor. He and other speakers there emphasizing the importance of prostate cancer awareness and that certainly men do get checked. The event raised more than $62,000.
And new tonight, the groundbreaking ceremony for the Smithfield, Utah Temple of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints took place today. Elder Quentin L. Cook and Elder Gary E. Stevenson of the Quorum of the 12 were in attendance, both natives of Cache County, where the new temple will be built. This is the second temple to be built in Cache County, along with the Logan, Utah Temple.
Well, take a look at this. Snowbird sharing this photo of the new blue tram. It's mounted there to the hangar. They say the work isn't quite done yet, but they're on schedule to start scenic tram rides on July 15th. So coming up here, and both new cabin trams, by the way, they'll be operating during the winter season. Coming up, the latest on a mass shooting in Alabama, how a churchgoer eventually tackled the 75-year-old suspect. Plus, Yellowstone sharing plans to finally reopen. See how soon you can get back to enjoying the park just devastated by floods.
And back home here in Utah, looking across Salt Lake City, still kind of hazy, dusty out there. Some clouds above, a few showers. I'll have your pinpoint forecast coming up.
Welcome back. In national news, new details on the deadly shooting at an Alabama church this week. We're learning a third victim has died. Police identifying the three who died as Bart Rainey, Sarah Yeager, and Jane Pounds. The church hosted a potluck dinner Thursday night when police say the suspect, who was in attendance, opened fire. The community of Vestavia Hills still in shock.
It absolutely was staggeringly horrific when gunshots rang out. I didn't realize it was gunshots.
Bart Rainey is just one of the kindest people that you can imagine. He always offers me rides if I need to go somewhere.
75-year-old Robert Finley Smith is being held without bond for capital murder. Seen in the photo with a black eye, police say it was someone at the event who took Smith down.
Well, Yellowstone National Park announcing plans to start letting tourists back in. This following the week's devastating flooding. Rangers plan to reopen 3 entrances to the South Loop on Wednesday morning. The park plans to limit access based on the last digit of your license plate, if you can believe it. Odd numbers will be able to enter on odd days of the month, and then even numbers on even days. Obviously, you see the flooding damage and reasoning why they're been closed. The North Loop is still closed due to flood damage. Well, President Joe Biden fell off his bike, stopping to greet people in Delaware this morning. A nearby reporter captured the moment on her phone in Cape Henlopen. Now, Secret Service agents rushed in to help. Obviously, this is alarming. This is the president here. He told the group he was fine, saying he just caught his foot on a pedal. White House representatives later confirming Biden was uninjured and did not require medical attention.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast. Weather Rate certified 11 years in a row.
I don't know about you, but enough of this wind already. Well, we're going to see a lot less of it tomorrow, especially for northern Utah along the Wasatch Front. It will be comfortably cooler, so instead of the 90s, we were 93 at Salt Lake City today. Tomorrow, in the comfortable 70s, almost 20 degrees cooler as a matter of fact. There's still that chance of rain, a few wandering showers tonight with a chance of rain as we go back to work on Monday. And then as we start the new season, summer officially starts this next week. We'll start heating right back up there where we left off yesterday. We got some triple digits headed our way. In the meantime, no triple digits in the short term. We have a strong cold front inching its way across Utah. Along that front, we're seeing showers over northern Utah. We're still seeing some wind. As that front moves farther east tomorrow, we'll take a lot of the wind with it. We still got the threat, though, of a high fire danger for tomorrow. Red flag warning continues for a good portion of the state. Basically, northern Utah, we're okay, but southern and southeastern Utah, we're looking at wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour, and that's just going to dry things out even more, so the high fire danger continues for that neck of the woods. And it includes places like Moab, Hanksville, Lake Powell, Blanding, and even Cedar City, but not quite as windy in St. George as it was today. A few showers over the southeastern corner as they meander northward, a few showers too around Vernal, and we're still looking at some light rain showers up in Box Elder County. Looks like around Brigham City, and that pushes northward around Tremont. And so if you're headed to maybe the Gem State in Idaho tonight, you'll be following some of those light showers, and then that should wind down overnight. For the rest of us, 53 in Logan tonight. That's cooler than you were last night. We'll warm up to 74. Wow, that doesn't seem warm at all compared to where we've been lately. There is a chance of some rain showers for you, Elko, so you may need your umbrella tomorrow, and you may need it too in places like Vernal with a risk of showers and thunderstorms. Elsewhere on the map, Evanston, you're at 70. Rock Springs, you may see showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Maybe some shower activity into the overnight. Tonight, 54 for a low. Looks like for Castle Dell, 78. So basically, we all cool off tomorrow. We're still got some wind out there, especially south of Green River. You get farther south, we'll call it very windy for Hanksville, and a very warm 87 with a risk of showers and thunderstorms for Monticello. The threat of lightning, dry thunderstorms basically, is another reason too why we have a red flag warning out. And then Kanab 68, or I should say 78, with a low of 54. St. George 86. But the 90s return. St. George, we know how you like the hot stuff. First day of summer, 99. There are the triple digits. That'll take us into the last weekend of June. 105 a week from now. Wasatch Front, Tomorrow, partly sunny. Still some wind. We're not going to get rid of it entirely, but a lot less of it tomorrow. There's that chance of rain. And then first day of summer on Tuesday, 84 as we start a warming trend, heating up into the mid-90s on Wednesday. And it looks like for the first Saturday of summer, we'll top out at 100. Nick, Lena?
Oh my goodness, it's just going to keep getting hotter. Thank you, Doug. Let's talk about today, though. Salt Lake City, the mayor joining the British consulate for a celebration in Liberty Park. And that's where the consulate held its annual British Field Day Car and Bike Show. This year, in honor of Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee, Mayor Aaron Mendenhall and consulate staff, well, they planted an oak tree. That tree was just one of many planted around the world as part of the Queen's Green Canopy campaign.
I think this occasion of planting a tree for Her Majesty the Queen is a testament of the resilience of nature, our support to help nature become more resilient, as well as the Queen's resilience.
Fitting with the spirit of international cooperation, the tree planted was a hybrid English and American oak tree.
And Snow Basin is officially open for the summer. The resort welcomed people back to the slopes yesterday with a wide offering of outdoor fun. Visitors had the chance to mini golf, hike and bike through the mountains while enjoying the warm weather. And starting tomorrow for Father's Day, Snow Basin is bringing back their Blues, Brews, and Barbecue outdoor concert series. Tickets for those wanting to enjoy the tunes are going for $10. June's really just flying by.
It's flying by, so are golf balls at the U.S. Open, Wes.
Good. Fun to watch, isn't it? It's one of the best
Love
tournaments
majors.
ever. Yeah, crowded leaderboard at the U.S. Open. There was a blowout in the Stanley Cup Finals and another big win at home for Real Salt Lake. We've got the highlights and reaction when we come back with sports.
Time now for ABC4 News Sports with Wesley Ruff.
After a 2-week break, Real Salt Lake back on the home pitch tonight hosting the San Jose Earthquakes. RSL has been so good at home this year. They have yet to lose at the Riot. They were trying to keep that going tonight. Midway through the first period, RSL with the corner kick and Marcelo Silva with the shot. He shoots, he scores, it's 1-0. Great play by Silva. Ball gets through and he just boots this in and it is 1-0. The Earthquakes look like they would score. McMath on the ground, but somehow gets up, gets a hand on the ball and stops it. What a great save right there. Second half, more chances for RSL, but the Quakes keeper makes 2 incredible saves on the same play. But finally, in the 81st minute, RSL gets another goal. Jefferson Savarino with his first goal since rejoining the team. And how good is this thing? He kicks it up to himself and then fires it in. Just a laser. RSL wins it 2-0. They are unbeaten at home this year, the 6th shutout of the season, and the best start in franchise history.
Against a team like San Jose, we knew the game was going to open up. I thought we were pretty dangerous in transition. I think we could have capitalized on a few other opportunities, but I think collectively as a group, we defended the right way and really managed the game and got a good result.
Pablo has installed so much belief and confidence in this group that, especially at home and with these fans, we can match up against anybody, and you see that's why our record at home is undefeated up to this point.
Well, Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Colorado Avalanche and the two-time defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning. You saw it live right here on ABC4, home of the Stanley Cup, and it was a good one if you're a Avalanche fan. Watch this. Early in the game, just 3 minutes into the contest, Nichushkin lights the lamp on the deflection. It's 1-0. Then 5 minutes later, they get another goal on the break. Josh Manson fires it in. He scores. It's 2-0. And 6 minutes after that, Andrei Burakovsky on the angle, puts the biscuit in the basket. It is 3-0 Colorado at the end of the first period. Second period, they get more. The Lightning can't clear the puck. The Avs make them pay. Nichushkin gets his second goal of the game. It's 4-0. They had another one to make it 5-0 at the end of 2. Colorado wins game 2, 7-0. They lead the series 2-0. That's the second biggest shutout margin of victory in Stanley Cup Finals history. Game 3 coming up Monday night right here on ABC4. Hey, moving day at the United States Open Golf Championship. Most of the players were moving, just backwards. 23 players started the day under par, but only 9 under par when the day ended. Tough third round at the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts. Will Zalatoris, though, got off to a hot start. The long birdie putt here on 1 drains it. He shot a 67. He's 4 under through 3 rounds. The shot of the day, this guy, Scotty Scheffler, best player on the tour this year. Third shot on the par 5 8th hole. It hits, it spins back, and dives in the hole like a homesick gopher. Eagle, he was 6 under before struggling on the back 9. He's now -2. Matt Fitzpatrick from England got it to 5 under. He had the lead with this birdie on 17, but then he bogeyed 18, so he's at 4 under par. John Rahm, the defending U.S. Open champion, birdied 3 of 4 holes in his stretch on the back 9, had the lead at 5 under par, but then on 18, second shot out of the bunker, boom, hits the face of the bunker and rolls right back to him. He double bogeyed that hole. He's at 3 under par, alone in third. Will Zalatoris and Matt Fitzpatrick tied for the lead at -4, heading into tomorrow's final round. And the Salt Lake Bees on the road tonight, playing a doubleheader at Albuquerque. Bees up 1-0 in the first game, but not for long. Shot to deep. Sierra trips going up that hill. That allows a run to come in for the Isotopes and ties the game at 1. Later, a shot into left field. Harrison for the Bees dives for it, can't come up with it, and another run scores for Albuquerque. The Bees just hurting themselves all game long. The catcher throws to third baseman misses it, ball goes into left field. Here comes another run, and the Bees lose game 1 by a score of 6-5. Game 2 just getting underway, so it's going to be a very long night for the Salt Lake Bees if they play this doubleheader. It's only supposed to be 7 innings on the second game, but man, they're going to be up late tonight.
Double headers, that's a lot of baseball. What was happening in center field there? Was that like the rough?
No, it's just they've got this slope berm, right? And so when you're running full blast, then you hit you think you're running on flat ground, but then you hit that. He tripped, and there you go.
No bueno. All right, thank you, Wes.
We'll be right back.
You got a blanket? Like an oversized blanket that we can wrap them up in and flip.
Okay, this is body camera video, and that is an unusual sound. It's a deer. It's a sweet moment in Ohio. Yeah, you wanted to know that, Doug.
Sound like a goat. I don't know.
It did sound like a goat. Actually, Miami police, they get this call. There's a deer fawn in a scary situation for the little guy. He got in this lowered patio, so the officer's able to get him wrapped up in a blanket and send him on his way. Sounds like a goat, huh, Doug?
Kind of does, yeah, a little bit.
Is that because Doug's the GOAT? The greatest of all time? Maybe.
All right, maybe.
All right. Should we talk about the weather?
Switching gears.
Right.
I think you're going to like how these gears switch. A lot less wind tomorrow. 76 in Salt Lake City. That's the high, not the low. Last night it was 74 for a low. We'll only top out tomorrow at 70. Out comfortable. 86 in St. George. And if you want to golf tomorrow, Dad's much better day to do that for sure.
A nice Father's Day present looking at that weather forecast.
Golf's always good.
Yeah. Happy Father's Day to you guys. And hey, all the fathers, we'll see you tomorrow at 5.